So once we got on the ferry from Mindoro to Batangas City, the waves were rough. This was a super cat transport. And if you Filipinos know anything about super cat, it rides on the waves, it hits, it slams, it's rough. So 2 hours in from Batangas City to Quezon City, which is on the outskirts of Manila, Metro Manila, my stomach started hurting. And I felt that I had cramps, and I felt that I was like pregnant. So I started rubbing my tummy, and I was like, what's going on? I started sweating profusely. Legs sweating, arms sweating. And I felt that I had gas. Well, guess what? Alright guys, here I am back at the HIGASHIOSAKA Rugby Stadium. This is just the other side. Currently I'm too early to watch any festivities for the upcoming match. I'm not going to watch the match right now of the other teams that's in Sapporo, Japan. So right now what I'll do is just walk around and see what things they have going on the other side of the stadium. Alright, let's walk. So this is a field here where they ban motorcycles and drones and all different type of mobile aircraft things. So down here is just a little exercise spot that they have here in HIGASHIOSAKA. Here you can walk around, exercise, you can play cricket I think, and you can play a little bit of rugby. I've been out here, I've ran before. As you can see, there's some people running for some cardio. So if you're feeling a little heavy, you can come out here and lose some pounds and sweat it off. Alright, so it's very calm out here. Japan is just very calm. I have yet to see crime in Japan. Not once. Not once. Alright, and they have another side of this station where the track is. This is where I would like to go, just to get a little 400 meters in, straight on the blue track, but they close this off to visitors. Old school days, guys, old school days, track meets, all that. Alright guys, this is the view. Of Osaka. Hills, mountains, all the way in the background. Hi, konnichiwa. All right. Did that girl just give me a mean hug? I think she did, but it's okay. Back again in HIGASHIOSAKA. As my Asia trip is coming to a close, I thought I'd share one of the more embarrassing things that happened to me while I was recently in the Philippines, just a couple of days ago. As that trip was coming to an end, I found myself on the bad side of a mishap that I should have known better. Sorry to name drop, but Harald Baldr and Baldr Bankrupt recently did a video where they were taking a bus tour from Jaipur to go to Jodhpur in India. And they mentioned something that struck me as very smart. And I remembered watching it. And I'll just tell you what it is. It was the fact that they were next to a sugarcane spot and different vendors were trying to get them to purchase the different products in the street food. And as you know, street food is not always the best thing to buy. If you're sick or if you're going on a long training, this car. Street food is not the best thing to purchase if you're going on a long travel journey. So their journey within their video, I'll actually link it in my video below. They're already famous, so they can get as much touts from me as they want. But when they were going from Jaipur to Jaipur, that was going to be a 9-hour journey. And so together they said to each other and to others on their streaming platforms, do not eat street food, because they were getting ready to go on a 9-hour bus journey from one city to the next. And because Indian toilets for their super buses normally do not have toilets on the bus, it would be a major mishap if something were to go wrong because of that street food. Yes, I heard it and I remembered it. But I never would have thought that within the next month or two that I myself would be on a super bus. Not in India. Hi, keep up the great work. Otsukara-sama desu. Thank you, no problem. All right. Still in Japan, guys. So, I found myself on the receiving end of that message. So, long story short, I myself was on a super bus just a couple days ago in the Philippines. I was leaving the island of Mindoro, which is in the central northeast, actually northwest of the Philippines. And once we got off, the party I was with, once we got off of the ferry from Mindoro to Batangas City, there was a layover before the next super bus was to leave to Quezon City to catch a taxi from there back to Cainta. So, while we were in Batangas City waiting for the next super bus, I got a little hungry. There was food stacked up nicely, where it had rice, fish, baboy, which is pork, all sitting out, nicely stacked in rows and columns. And I was like, you know what? I don't want any pork, because currently pork is in the news for African swine fever. So I was like, no. I know it doesn't do much to humans, but still, I did not want to risk it. So I was like, okay, no pork. Let's try fish. So, konnichiwa, otsukara-sama desu. Alright. So I said, you know what? Let's try some rice and some milkfish. This just to be safe. So when I ordered it for, I don't know how many pesos I ordered it for, I asked the register lady in the background. I wasn't filming, so I have no proof of this. I asked her if there was a microwave. It was already cooked, but I wanted to, you know, get it heated up. I like to eat my food hot. And I didn't want, you know, if there was any particular amoebas on it, I wanted it to be killed in the microwave. Well, guess what? There was no microwave. So I ate it cold. I ate the fish all the way through without the bones and the rice. And then from there, I was fine. But then as soon as we got on the ferry, actually, let me edit that. There was a ferry from Mindoro to Batangas City. So once we got on the ferry from Mindoro to Batangas City, the waves were rough. This was a super cat transport. And if you Filipinos know anything about super cat, it rides on the waves, it hits, it slams, it's rough. So, it was going so fast that we were moving up and down on the waves. I was sleeping. Then, for whatever reason, I guess it hit turbulence. So with that turbulence, I started feeling a little nauseous. And usually, I don't feel nauseous when I'm traveling on a boat. And within a couple minutes, with that turbulence of the boat going up and down, hitting the waves like a jet ski, I asked for a bag. And within minutes, I started to vomit out of my mouth. It was embarrassing, but I did it in such a way where I wasn't belching or whatever. I just did it silently, didn't make any contusions to make anyone know that I was throwing up, but I did. And I was kind of woozy, so I decided to just get out my toothbrush, and I decided to just brush my teeth and use mouthwash right there in my seat. And I had a bottle of water, and I just pretty much cleaned myself up. I didn't have anything on my mouth. It was just within my mouth because of the throw up. So I threw up. Whatever. I was clean. I didn't have any throw up on me, so it was perfectly fine. It all went to the bag. I got up, threw it in the bathroom in the back. Okay, throw up is done. I'm thinking all is well. So once we do get to Batangas City and it's time to get on the super bus, I get on the bus and I'm thinking all is fine. And then my stomach, about 2 hours in, this is a 4-hour bus right now, 2 hours in from Batangas City to Quezon City, which is on the outskirts of Manila, Metro Manila, my stomach started hurting, and I felt that I had cramps, and I felt that I was like pregnant. So I started rubbing my tummy, and I was like, what's going on? I started sweating profusely, legs sweating, arms sweating, and I felt that I had gas. Well, guess what? It wasn't gas. So I'm telling you, this is not a very nice story. So if you have kids, this is a TV-14 notification. Do not let your kids hear this. So I moved from the outside seat of this bus to the window seat, and I asked for a bag. And then I felt something was coming. I did not want to do a number 2 in my pants. So I decided to remove my pants on the back of the bus, use the bag that someone gave me. Yes. Right. And I put the bag down between me and the seat. Because the bag was more like a small bag, I couldn't really open it up like a full circle. It was more like an oval. So from then on, I'm not going to tell you the full details, but I can tell you the word is I went. Yes, me. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I went. On top of the bag and on the seat. It was the most embarrassing time of my life, and this was just a couple days ago. The bus started smelling like crap, and as the aroma made its way from the back of the bus to the front of the bus, people started covering their mouths, covering their faces, wondering what was going on. The bus attendant came and was wondering, what is this? What is this smell? I couldn't sit down for at least 30 to 40 minutes. So once we got off the highway in the Philippines, we got off to a Chowking restaurant. And at the Chowking, I had to get off the bus with just my underwear that didn't get soiled initially because I took it off, with just my underwear and my shoes and socks, with an extra pair of shorts in my hand. And as I walked into the Chowking restaurant with just my underwear on, people were just looking at me, wondering what the heck was going on. But strong as I was, I just didn't bat an eye. I just walked to the restroom, asked where the CR was. They told me where the CR was, the comfort room, and I cleaned myself up. Problem was, the seat where I sat was still, let's just say for a part of better words, splashed. So from there, after I cleaned myself up, I threw the underwear that I had away because even though it was not soiled, when I had put it on, it became soiled. So I threw it away in a CR bathroom, and I put just my pants on. So I was pretty much going commando, is what they call it, outside of the restaurant back to the bus. Went to a restaurant near the bus, which is like a coffee station, asked them for some spray bottle. One of the spray bottles had Fab 1 and water in it together, diluted. So I used that and some cleaning agents and cleaned the seat up. And the smell went away, but it was very embarrassing. So the whole point of this message is to say, I should have listened to Harald Baldr and Bankrupt. on their video from Jaipur in India. If I would have listened, this would have never happened to me. It was the most embarrassing time in my life. I did not cry. I did not shed a tear, but it lets you know, do not eat street food before you go on a long double-decker super bus ride, because if something goes wrong and there's no bathroom in the back, that's your booty. All right. So sorry that this had to be such a long video, but if you wanted to stick in and listen to what happened, that's what happened. And sorry if it was too nasty for those who didn't want to hear something like this on my channel. But guess what? I said I'll always be truthful in my channel. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, not here to try to seem like a star. I'm not. I'm just JC. So, as I wrap up my Asia tour, I'm still in Japan. And I just wanted to let you know what went on with me towards the end of my trip in the Philippines. So I still love you, Philippines, but no more milk fish from the street. I won't do it anymore. Gotta watch out for that stuff, all right, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging in there with this long-winded story, but hey, truth is the truth. Have a blessed day.